Okay, let's do our group predictions and for Coa group stages. We have 4 groups in total. Also, just by the way, everything will be shown at the end of the video, so I'll have this timestamp for it. But let's move on straight towards it. We're gonna go straight towards Group A, where there is AWG, Axiwave, Dole, ITZY, and TE. For a team like this, based on everything, right, what we have to do is I might have to put AWG last. If you guys watched the IJL for the IJL group stages, AWG was actually one of the last teams to actually come through towards the final placings from the Japan side, which is one of the reasons why I put them last, but it's also because of the fact that AWG last year was also last place too. Now, of course, this year they have gotten way better. It's especially with the fact that from AWG side, their Hunter Brontal has been pretty much a peak performer when it comes to round 1 and round 2. But moving on towards round 3, having Yukakina come out, I don't know how much Yukakina actually has, but the only biggest issue with their round 3 Hunter is kind of Brontal is really forced to use Hulu Blue and Goatman all the time, right? So it's kind of obvious that who we want to counter here. So from the side of AWG, realistically speaking, if we ban Hulu Blue and Boltman, we don't necessarily have to ban Opera Singer when it comes to Yukakina's Hunter pool, because he's more or less of the variant, you know, the non-Hunter meta pool, like Wax Artist, Geisha, etc, etc. And from the side of CM, most people know how to play up against them anyway. So for me, a guaranteed 5th place will be AWG. Next we'll kind of talk about the other 4. Axiwave was the winner. Axiwave was 100% the winner of IGL, which is why they got kind of the fall through. But even for me, I don't necessarily think Axiwave would come first, in a sense that we don't really know what their Goldman and Hulu Blue is like. I really do wonder whether Kaka and Kakiri has been going up against them. And it's also up to the Axiwave survivors whether they've been playing up against them too. But they were still tournament winners at the end of the day. But for me, TE will be first. TE Survivor have been really solid throughout, I think, almost everything. They're also one of the first teams that actually got through towards the group stages as well. On the side of Pepe, he definitely had more time to play Hulu Blue and Goatman. And Pepe is kind of the hunter that once his hands gets warm, he plays even better. He's also really good at handling pressure as well, which is why I say Pepe is more or less the man when you really want something off him. For me, what's next probably on the list will be Axiwave. Axiwave will come a close second to me. Their survivors are fairly good when it comes to everything else, but we're not really too sure how much they can actually get off with Kakaka's Hunter pool. The only biggest issue with Kakaka Hunter pool is we have seen Axiwave's Hunter 4-man eliminating up against those Survivor with a Hermit before. So like his Hermit is kind of like a pocket pick on that side note too. For me, Axiwave can come a close second unless Tien can kind of do miracle runs with Goatman and Hulu Blue. But from the side of Tien's side, right, from the side of Dou side, Dou will be a close third to me because of how well their survivors played up against Goatman and Hulu Blue. Now Tien himself is also a really good hunter as well. However, it just seems like for now it really isn't enough. Imagine you're going in towards a round 3 scenario. For the side of Dou Survivor, Tien does have a disciple. Tien did try BQ after Bailu played BQ, but it just doesn't seem like it's a good kind of place for Dou to be in, especially when you reach towards round 3. We have seen quite a lot of disciples from eliminating in CN server. However, I don't think a disciple is going to be enough in a round 3 scenario where she can also be banned too. So for a lot of the times for Dou, round 1 and round 2 is really up towards their hunter, how well you can play. Their survivor is definitely still very good, yes, I'm not saying they aren't, but more or less Silverz and Nan is still in the same team as Dou when they won Coa 2 years ago. But even so, Chanzai was from GR. Tomo is more or less just a new one. Well, not a new one, he's been here for 2 years now, and Musk too. But it more or less is just Dou is kind of a close third for me. It's a little bit unfair for ITZY as well, because for me, ITZY will be 4th place. Their hunter is really good. Bailu is definitely one of the top-notch hunters that I have seen in my life. But the question now is, can ITZY beat TE I don't really think so. Can ITZY beat AxiWave? I don't really think so. But can ITZY beat AWG? Yes, I think it is definitely very possible as well, considering the fact that ITZY survivors has like Fox, who was a previous pro survivor, and then all their survivors in their team are kind of really solid containers too. Bailu just being a very solid hunter as well. I just feel like when it comes to hunters as well, ITZY's hunter is way better than AWG's hunter. Now there is still a chance, don't get me wrong, there is still a chance that Do and ITZY can swap places. There's a huge chance that ITZY can come third and then Do can come fourth, but it is still pretty hard to really judge. It just depends on how everyone actually practices as the days to come as well. But I'm quite sure ITZY was like the third or the fourth team, no, the fifth team to make it through. Yeah, the ITZY was like the fifth team to make it through as well. So there is that on that side note if we go by that order. Now then, for Group B, you have Orsi, Sky, Chengdu GG, and Wolves. We'll just get towards the first two. First, I'm gonna put Omni on 5th place and Sky in 4th place. The reason why I kind of decided to put Omni in 5th place is because Pittoppers definitely is a very good hunter, yes, but if we think about their survivors, in a sense, their survivor pool isn't bad, but it's just not as better as Sky's survivor. Sky has a survivor that has been playing for a really long time too, and for those of you who actually has seen IVT Southeast Asia, it kind of makes it pretty obvious that Sky survivor does have quite a lot of synergy when it comes to them playing in a team as well. Yes, they do get, well, but to be honest with you, both teams are pretty shaky on the survivor side. But what I would say is Sky definitely did very well in the finals and all the games leading up towards the finals too. So for the survivor side, I'll give Sky a little bit of a knack on top and Omni a little bit down below. If we talk about both teams' hunter here, He Tian will be the hunter of Sky, and then for Omni, it will be Pit Stoppers. From both hunters' side, it does kind of seem like both hunters have around the same like skill. But what I would say is from the side of Omni, Pittoppers Opera Singer has to be banned in round 2 no matter what. So I do feel like you can go up against his Shadow or his Goatman from the side of Sky. And then of course for Omni survivor side, you do kind of have to ban the Goatman and Hula Blue no matter what. So like from both teams here, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 because I believe in Sky survivors more than I do believe in Omni survivors. But if we talk about their hunter skill, both of them are kind of the same in a sense. I was kind of watching the IVT as well. He Tian's game did seem a little bit shaky in a sense that there were some opportunities that he missed. If we compare, you know, both of these teams to rivals, I'd say rivals are probably way better than all these two, but they're not in the same group, so that is very unfortunate. Then for the last three, we have Orsi, we have Chengdu GG, and then we have Chengdu Wolves. For these top three, I think everyone should do it based on who you like the most, right? Based on who you like the most. That's what I personally think. But if I really do have to rank, I'll put Orsi on top, because Aka's Goldman is absolutely brilliant. Aka's Hula Blue is absolutely brilliant. And not only that, City's two last members basically now came back. They've City that just come back, they've Soba that just come back, and Monopi and Rowley have been very two solid survivors too. So with that, for me, if we think about the survivor team comp, I do believe that Orsi will come out on top. For the other two between Wolves and GG, to be honest with you, GG being the winner of last year, beating Orsi, putting GG below Orsi does seem a little bit weird. But also at the same time, it just doesn't seem like GG's Goatman is good enough compared to Aka's Goatman and Hula Blue. And not only that, Aka also has an opera singer too as well. So like there's just so many things you have to keep in mind here from this side of Orsi versus the rest here. For me, Orsi is more or less the powerhouse. I think they were the first teams to actually get through for the Coa stages, for the IGL Coa stages. And then for Chengdu GG and Chengdu Wolves, those two were like one of the last teams. Well, both of these were second last, and then WBG came through. So with that, it's kind of now saying whose survivor team is better. Will it be GG's survivor team or will it be Wolves' survivor team? For me, if I'm gonna be fully honest, I'll put GG here and then Wolves here for two main reasons. Reason number one is XMX. XMX is like XMX was in GG last year. Unless XMX is gonna get a Coa buff, I don't think his performance is really going to be top notch. He's been making way too many mistakes, especially when it comes to rescuing too. And rescuing is way too crucial on the side of going up against Hula Blue, Goatman, Ivy, and Opera Singer. So like, there's still a huge chance that XMX can mess up, excuse me. 487 and Jelly is back to action now. However, Jelly still has his hand injuries, which we don't really know whether or not it's still affecting him in-game or not. And then D-King has been a very solid survivor too. But like on the side of GG though, if you think about it, PBCR has been a really solid support, 18 has been solid, Kuta has been pretty solid, and Taoxing has been pretty solid. Even if one of these team members make a mistake, it just feels like they're able to bring it back with the Explorer as well from their side. I would say more or less it's also because of the fact that like they rarely make mistakes too. And their Hunter, I do feel like Sam will get the knack of Goatman sooner or later. But like from both sides Hunter, I may put Tawai on top of Sam for this Coa simply because of the fact that his Opera Singer is still way better than Sam's Opera Singer. If Wolves decides to not ban Sam's Opera Singer and Sam's Opera Singer comes out for round 2, I just don't really see Sam getting a win with the Opera Singer. Tawai's Opera Singer is definitely still way better at the end of the day. But if you want to compare these two, with Orsi's Hunter, where Aka has Hula Blue Goatman basically top-notched, and then he also does has Opera and Ivy, which is, well, maybe he hasn't been playing them much, but still a good enough level. And then he has Wax Artist, Hermish, Soul Weaver, and Anne. Aka's Anne is actually really good. I put it on top of GG and Wolves as well. So like for me, Orsi will definitely be the one on top. Now, for Group C, you have ACT, MRC, ORD, Zeta, and ZZZ. We'll get through this really fast. ZZZ will be very last, and then ORD will be second last. For the side of Korea, I'll be honest with you, from the side of Korea, the thing is, right, their Hunter, honestly speaking, is not bad. But their survivors, on the other hand, really makes me think twice in quite a lot of ways as well. If I also just double check here from the side of Korea too, it does somehow feel like they've changed Hunters. Because I'm quite sure I didn't see MZ the last time in ZZZ side. So we're just gonna double check here real quick to see. Because if I remember correctly, was ZZZ a part of MZ the last time? Yeah, no, it wasn't. Last time it was Peko. So ZZZ initially had Peko playing for them and someone else who was a sculptor main. So like this is kind of one of the things that really confuses me too. Because ZZZ changed Hunters again. But look, realistically speaking, even if ZZZ changes Hunter, they've also changed Survivors too. What is going on? What? Wait, what? Wait, no, they didn't change Survivor. Maybe I'm dumb. But like, it's so confusing, honestly, by this point from the side that says that we know who OVO is. We know who most of them are. Oh no, sorry, MZ was their survivor main. Oh wait a second, what? They Eagle, what? What is Korea doing? What is Korea doing? MZ is their survivor, and then he's been changed to Hunter. And then we brought Eagle in. I'm very confused now. Yeah, but like Korea is gonna be last place for me. Their survivors, I don't really esteem them fish. ORD has to be 4th place, because if we see from the side of ORD, their survivors are actually pretty decent this season. I'll be fully honest with you. Watching IVT, their survivors has actually been pretty solid. Their Hunter also is not bad too. But if you're going up against a powerhouse like MRC, Zeta, and ACT, I will be putting ORD 4th place no matter what. From the side of these teams like ACT, MRC, and Zeta, Zeda now has Peter, in which I do think Peter has quite a lot in our hands to use as well. So like for me, Zeda will still be first place. I just think Zeda will come first no matter what. ACT Survivor has been very solid. ACT Survivor has also been very, very, very good. But if you want to go up against a top-notch hunter like Xiao Cheng, who has a dream which definitely does work very well this Coa too, I don't think, well, no, actually no. Zheng Zheng also, the thing is, right, Zheng Zheng also has a dream witch, but my biggest question is, the reason why we're gonna have to put him in third place is because it's going to be more or less they're new. Like Zheng Zheng is a very new hunter who just got introduced to ACT, so like maybe he'll not handle the pressure from MRC and from the side of Zeda powerhouses. But of course for MRC, second place doesn't seem bad, but I really want to put MRC in first. But I really do wonder how much Xiao Cheng has been practicing with that Hulu Blue and that Goldman. Because if Xiao Cheng's Hulu Blue and Goldman is really good, I would say, but then is MRC, no, the thing is right, MRC Survivor is also good as well. That's the thing. But their hunter main has left. Xiao Xiao is not in this team anymore. I don't know whether it's because of injuries or not, but Love Left playing the rescuer role might just push MRC down, which is what I feel. Sometimes I feel like ACT can't beat MRC as well, but not having Xiao Xiao there as the normal rescuer anymore really does hurt. And of course, from the side of Zeda, Peter will be playing round 1 and round 2, and probably Melody will be playing round 3. That's probably the side of Zeda. And of course, for their team, for their survivor lineup, it should be Hamato, Dolisu, Kazunaka, and Shinami here. Still very solid from the side of Zeda, but I will be putting them in first place. Now then, for Group D, you have FL, FTGR, Rivals, and WBG. This is kind of a free-for-all, really. I'm not too sure who to put first, who to put second, who to put third. But like from the side of FL2, I was just thinking, did we see FL in... I don't think we actually saw FL. No, I actually don't think we saw FL. FL was one of the teams to actually make it through because of what again? I think they won something and they made it through, or maybe I just forgot. But I haven't really... Oh, no, no, never mind. They weren't. Would I put Hasha first? No, I remember Hasha's game now. Sorry. Would I put Hasha in front? I can't. The thing is, I can't really put Hasha as a first place main. But from the side of GR, we don't know about their Opera and their Goldman. I feel like Jing will probably be GR's round 1 hunter. I do feel that way for some odd reason. From the side of Rivals, Schmitty, Roland, Green, Minag, and Yingling. It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard here. I do wonder if Green is actually going to play. I feel like they're going to get Yingling to play a little bit more than Green. I think that's what happened during IVS as well. Right, Yingling was the one playing for most of the time. Sprinter has really good Opera and Goldman. But I do feel like as long as Sprinter comes out first, everything should be fine. From the side of WBG, this is so hard. This is actually so hard. You know what? I'll put FT fourth. Because Kuga is not their hunter anymore, and Hushin, well, I mean, to be fair, Hushin has this powerhouse of Goldman and Hulu Blue. That's the biggest thing. I feel like for Miaopa, he'll be a round 3 hunter, but Kuga turning into a survivor main is really interesting, though I don't think he will be playing survivor. I haven't seen Yuan at all in my life, but Adi, Mini Blue, and Shadow should be enough of a powerhouse from the survivor side. I'm gonna put Rival in 5th place. I simply don't think Rival will be FT. It's simply because of the fact that FT Survivor is better. That's kind of how I view it. But then also at the same time, you might be saying, hey, what about WBG? I want to put I don't know where to put any of them. I cannot put FL, like, on top of anyone. That's the thing. I'm not confident enough in FL actually beating FT as well. Because FL did lose against FT before because of Miaopai. So I don't really know how to place this. Because, like, the standard way of doing this for me would be I put GR. That's not GR. I put GR, I put WBG, I put FL. That will be my standard way. For me, personally speaking, Hasha's Hunter isn't as good as Aleka's Hunter. right? But also at the same time, Hasha does have a bloody queen in which she can pick up round 1 as well to go up against WBG Survivor's team comp. But I still do believe in WBG Survivor more than I do believe in FL Survivors. Because like more or less right now, I'm doing this ranking based off Survivors, even though it is a more hunter-sided game right now. But like, as long as I feel like as long as we do ban out Red Church round 1 or round 2 when Goatman is alive and well and kicking, everything overall should be fine. Or just play Professor, Puppeteer, these kind of team comps in which, you know, one way or another can kite against a Hula Blue. But like, it's just really hard, because for me, it feels like GR will come first place no matter what, because Jin is a really good hunter, and I feel like he has been practicing Opera and Hula Blue quite a lot. But if Ninja comes out first, it might just be a little bit more different, because he is still pretty shaky for me, right? So like, if GR decides to bring out Ninja, it'll be a whole different story. By that point, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm not really willing still to push FT. I don't know. Actually, don't know. This is too hard. Rival, from the side of Rival, Sprinter's definitely a really good hunter. You've Goatman, you've Hula Blue. But like, but the thing is, Rival has also almost beaten CN teams as well, like GW a few years ago and TE last year. But the thing, I hope their coach is actually there with them, because you cannot let them choose whatever they want to choose. Like, come on, seriously. Composer up against United of everything. Composer up against United of everything, and Composer went down fast, which is the bad thing as well. It's hard, like, it's really hard here, like. But if I'm going to be fully honest, this might kick me in the ass. I think FT will be FL. I genuinely do think FT will be FL, unless Hasha actually brings everything back. This is so hard. This is actually so hard. I'm not sure how much FT has been practicing too as well. So we are going to have to see on the day. But I think most people will put FL on top. That's the thing as well. This is so long. Let's check the assist predictions though. So for assist prediction, they put FT 4th, Rival 5th, FL 3rd. Yeah, I'm almost the same here. MRC first is a little bit interesting here. I don't think RC is beating them. I don't think RC is going 3rd. TE though, I don't know about that. I think Axiwave can come up on top. What about Japan side? T, Do, Axiwave, AWG, ITZY, Chengdu, RC. No, I don't think RC. I think RC will beat Chengdu GG, that's the thing. Zeta, ACT, MRC, fair enough. The thing is, MRC could also come close 3rd. GR, FL, WBG. Yeah, I can see where that is coming from as well. It's so hard. It's actually so hard. Because we don't have any information on FT, that's the thing. We really don't have any information on FT, that's the thing. For Chuxia WG, FT 4th and 5th, fair enough, Rival 3rd. Yeah, the thing with FT is it's so hard to gauge their actual thing, but I think this is what I'm gonna go for. I do think this is probably what I'm going to go for. It's so hard. You know what? I'm gonna have to do this the standard way. I'll put FL and FT here, and I think that will be my prediction locked in for group stages. This is more of the safer bet, but I would put FT 3rd if I can. Can I? The thing is, last year FT went up to top 12. Yeah, it's pretty hard, yeah. But I think that will be mine for... Well, you know what? I believe in FT. I'll believe in FT this year. I'm gonna have to believe in FT no matter what. Okay, this is gonna be my predictions. So, Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. Okay. Now then, since that is all done, let us do our tournament prediction results. So, most used survivor in Coa Ace. Most used survivor has to be either... I'm thinking right. If it's most used, then it means the most used survivor that will be recycled. I would love to say, I really would love to say like Puppeteer or Professor. But like the really safer option, no, you can't really go. Who gets recycled a lot? Who gets recycled a lot is the question. Who gets recycled a lot? Let's see the predictions though. Acrobat, Hulu Blue. Oh, really? Puppeteer. Yeah, and you know what? For me, I think Puppeteer will be the most recycled. Puppeteer is too easy to use to not recycle. So Puppeteer will be mine. And then most used Hunter should be Hulu Blue, as he's the easiest one to play. He is the easiest one to play. Like round one, if he's not used, he's round one Hunter. He's really round one Hunter for most of the people. And then next will be contestants. Survivor with the highest average deduction points in Coa 8. So this has to be the survivor that never what? This has to be the survivor. This survivor has to be a rescuer, is what I'm saying. And they have to be able to make it towards top 8 or top 1. But it says average deduction points. So highest average deduction points. So this also could mean people who play the least. So who will play the least? Who do we think will lose the fastest is kind of the question here. If it's in average, if you only play one game and you're out, that's your average deduction points. That's how this works here, by the way. So from my point of view, we need to do a really good 5th place team. A really good 5th place team. And best average deduction points for a really good 5th place team. Who needs to be 1200, and that's only one game in. Let's go for it's 4th or 5th place, not just 5th place. Best average deduction points from the side of survivors. Ooh, this is really hard. This is really hard. This is really hard, but it's pretty obvious. That's a bit too obvious, isn't it? Hunter with the highest deduction points. So we're gonna look at Hunter now. Highest average deduction points. So someone who doesn't play that much. Someone who doesn't really play that much, but is also really good. I'll put Sprinter down. I'll actually put Sprinter down for the highest average deduction points. Team with the longest average match time in Coa. Longest average match time. For me, that's actually WBG. Because their cipher decoding is way too slow. Their cipher decoding is way too slow. So their longest average time is going to be given to them. Most escapees through dungeon in Coa, I'll be giving that to Wolves. Because they are really known for doing it. And then most team with the most chest openings will be given to Omni. Because I think I saw someone in the comment section saying one of the survivor really likes opening chests. So, but also at the same time, I won't give it to Omni, because you need to think about the top 10, top 8. Like, who will make it towards the end? Who will make it towards the finals? Who will have the best chance in making it towards the finals? It's either going to be Zeta or C, so I'm giving it to Zeta. You cannot give it to Omni. Omni, at best, will play 5 games. Like 5 matchups, 5 best of 3s. But, like, if you think about it, Zeta can make it towards the top 12, no matter what. But then I also want to give to ORC. This is so hard. But I'll give it to Zeta for this time. I believe Zeta will actually win Coa this year. And then for most maps used in Coa, based on what we have seen before, a lot of the round 1 maps, I think a lot of the times Hunter likes to go in like Red Church quite a lot. I think Red Church is one of those maps that has been used quite a lot. We don't see Moonlit anymore. We also don't see Lakeside anymore. So like Moonlit and Lakeside can't be kicked off the ground. We also don't see Leo's Memory as much, so Leo's can go too. It's like for round 1s and round 2s, it's mainly Arms Factory and Red Church, is how I feel. But if we're gonna talk about a 50-50 scenario, I think it's Red Church that will be most chosen. But then like Ever Sleeping Town is also a really good contender too. So I think Ever Sleeping Town will be the most chosen for the Hunter side. And I think that's mine. So characters, Puppeteer and Hula Blue, contestants, highest average deduction points will be given to Persica. Highest average deduction points for Hunter will be given to Sprinter. This is also assuming that WBG will come last. And then team with the longest average match time in Coa, team with the most escapees through dungeon in Coa given to Wolves, and teams with the most chest openings. But then for this one, the question is they also need to make it towards the end. And you know, we believe in Wolves enough to make it towards top 12, and then most map use will be Ever Sleeping Town. And if we look at the assist predictions here, most maps used will be Chinatown. Okay, Chinatown, Ever Sleeping Town. I do think Ever Sleeping Town has been very used recently, but I guess Chinatown is also not bad too, especially for round 2s and round 3s. So we will have to see, I guess. But that will be my predictions here for Coa 8. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I made sure that there's also timestamps for everyone as well, just so they don't need to listen to every spiel I have. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.